So for the first video, I chose to do how to design a personal training program for any client. This is on the Critical Bench YouTube page. It's also one of the ones that was recommended. It wasn't one of the videos listed in the assignment, but it was through the same user, Critical Bench. But basically what this video entails is simple solutions you can apply as a personal trainer to any client to tailor their workout specifically to them. So, things you need to know when you're setting up a program. You're going to need to know your client's age. You're going to need to know your client's gender. You're going to need to know medical histories. If there's anything you need to avoid due to their medical history, you need to know that. You need to know their previous physical fitness history. And then you really need to know what their goals are. What are they trying to get out of your program? This will give you a better understanding of what kind of program to set them on. So let's dive into it. What does an actual program look like? There's not one exact program fit for everyone. I think at this point we all know that. So the workout will need to be tailored to the individual. So before any program starts, there needs to be some kind of assessment some kind of assessment needs to be done before you build a workout plan, whether it be a movement assessment, whether it be an FMS assessment, an exercise assessment, a push-up test, anything like that. There's got to be something that has to be done to gauge where they are today and what you need to set them on. So basically you need to understand what the body does when external forces are applied to it. So once you pick the assessment you're going to use, once that is completed, you're going to be able to start designing the workout program. And it doesn't have to be anything over the top crazy, but it needs to be specified to what the individual wants out of this workout program. And once you've completed the program design, then we'll move into implementation. So over the next 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to be implementing these exercises we laid out for the individual. We're going to run them through it, and then at the end of the 4 to 6 weeks, we once again assess and see where they are. And we'll continue that if the program is successful. But if we assess them again and we're not seeing any results, you're going to have to mix up your program design and, figure out what exactly you're doing wrong and how you can change that to improve the individual. So it's a repetitive concept, but it's effective, and it ensures you're implementing the correct program design. So after this section, Brian moves into their ideal workout program according to Critical Bench. So to start, it's going to be a warm-up. That's going to be 5 to 10 minutes. You're going to be doing dynamic stretches, walking, twisting, jogging, anything you need to do to get your body ready to move. Once the warm-up is completed, we're going to move into complex and compound movements. This is going to be your power movements, your strength movements, your Olympic weightlifting, your plyometrics, stuff like that. Those are all of your complex compound movements. So once that is completed, we will then move into isolated unilateral movements, which is your hypertrophy and your muscle building. So that's where we're really going to try and fine-tune muscles and, pick the muscles that you want to grow and, single them out and get those done. Once that's done, we're going to do a stability sequence, and that's going to be followed by a cool down. A cool down can be as simple as walking. It could be walking, static stretching, or a spin bike. Obviously, the program will vary depending on the clientele, but for the most part, this template can be modified to each individual. So the takeaways from this video was clearly no physical history about your client, as well as mental goals, well-being, and motivation levels. This will drastically help you in program design for the client. Once again, to reiterate, not one program works for all individuals, so tailoring workouts will give you a better understanding of what works for that individual. Next, use a check and balance system. Basically what I'm trying to say is use a check and balance template for clientele so you can try something and then assess how it feels for the client and determine whether or not they are getting the results they want. And then lastly, have a template that is interchangeable for each client.